Morning, gang.
Good morning to ye. All right, let me cue this one up right here. Pin this right here. We in there like swimwear. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 a.m. on the dial, Eastern Standard Time. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. That's
I
what
hope
they
so.
say. That's what I say. Be loved. That's what she say. I think. Look, she like, hold up. You a little bit too wide up. I'm still trying to, shake it and get it up. You hear me? Pause. That sounds crazy.
Shaking.
Didn't
I'm
mean
not.
that like that. Dez, you in the building. Good morning. Oh, Dez
Good
and D
morning.
in the building. Good morning to both of y'all. Hope
Good,
Juan is in the building. Salute. Salute. Hopefully
good
y'all
morning.
got y'all, like I said on IG, hopefully y'all got y'all cafe au lait, your coffee, your whatever it is you need. I got me my water. Yes, I'm saying I can drink my water and try to mind my business. Hey, light skinned beauty, good morning to you. Get over here to YouTube. Y'all get on
Yes.
over here.
I'll be right back, okay, co-host?
All right, you got it. You got look. She let me. What y'all got going on? Listen. Donnell G in the place to be. Tracy T. She's falling through ever so lovely. You feel me? Rena Hickson. Good morning. Good morning, Raina. How you doing? It's timing. What's up? It's timing. I ain't seen you in a couple little spell. Hopefully all is well though. You hear me? Y'all come on over here. Chum, get over here. T the Great, get over here. Little Brino, get over here. Yeah. B is in the building. What's goody like the mob? It's the good morning gang. We warming up. We
Yeah.
warming up. Some of y'all areas a little brisk outside. Some areas it's warm outside, but either way, we warming it up. It's Monday morning, April 3rd, mind
Yes.
you. April 3rd, mind you. I got married over the weekend, y'all.
What?
April M effing fools.
I was about to be like, you trying to hit me with a B.
Man, listen. April, God damn it, fools.
You know?
Y'all come over
Listen, you
there.
be trying to start all types of trouble with that one. I won't. I don't know if I
Look,
could stay
man,
on the
listen.
live.
They gonna
I
be
don't
like,
know if I could stay
what? You
on the
did what
live.
to who to
What?
win? And they
And the
gonna tell
what?
them think that I got married to it. That Maria Joseph is in the building. Afro Latina is in the building. Renee
Good
Rogers,
morning,
hey, hey.
Renee. Good morning, Donnell.
Watchmen. I see you, Watchmen.
Okay, I see
Renee
you,
Rogers said,
Des.
stop playing like that. Just
Morning, morning.
playing.
She almost a birthday girl tomorrow. Tomorrow is my
Who?
girl Renee's birthday. Renee
Renee, it's
Rogers.
your birthday, manana,
Yep.
girl. You gonna be
Yay.
21 or 23? Which one you be?
Let us know. Good morning.
There you go with the bullshit. You done started
You
off.
put me on.
Go back to bed. Go back to sleep, Dez, and wake up.
Oh, Des, you a troublemaker. Des is a troublemaker.
Renee said Aries season. I know that's right,
That's
but it
right.
ain't. No matter what season it is, no better season than the Sagittarius one. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
Lord. Listen,
But I'm
I
gonna
love
mind
it.
my business while I'm drinking this good old Fiji.
Right, because we got a ways to go before we get to Sagittarius season. We got
Man,
all
long as
sorts
I'm
of
breathing,
seasons.
long as I'm breathing, you ain't got far to go. What you talking? Like I ain't living all the other 11 months, 11 other seasons and signs of the year. I'm here.
You got
What?
8 months. You got 8 months. Renee, I will see you in VA this weekend. If anybody is in Virginia Beach, come out and hang out with me and my girl Renee. We are celebrating her birthday and we're also raising funds for our girl Nikki White Chocolate.
I know that's
Uh,
right. Shout out to Nikki White Chocolate, and hope that everything gets better in your world very quickly. Our thoughts, our prayers are with you, and I see you progressing pretty lovely. But I know it's a long road back. Just know that we got you on our thoughts and on our minds. Nikki White Chocolate.
Afro Latina. Oh, you Aries gang too? Okay, I see you. Oh, Juan is Aries. Phil is trying
Pack
not
and
to come.
rig.
Good
That's the
morning, the
fact
real
is we all
package.
made the wake up list. That part.
Exactly.
That's the initial and original blessing to be able to open your eyes and even talk this bull shiggery and ish in the first place.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
birthday is on is tomorrow. One, your birthday is tomorrow. Okay. Happy early
Got
birthday. Happy
yes.
early birthday.
Happy early birthday to Aries in the house.
What you doing for your birthday, Renee? You turning up? You turning out? What you doing? Or you gonna behave yourself and be mild mannered for your birthday? I don't know. Be love involved? Ain't no telling. It's probably gonna be beef grease all over the place.
Boy, what happens in Virginia Beach stays in Virginia
Uh
Beach.
oh. I said, uh oh.
That's
If
all
you
you
won't
need
tell,
to
I
know.
won't tell.
That's it. That's all you
Y'all
need
come on
to
over to
know.
YouTube.
Right, Nay?
Oh,
Yes.
ain't no
Come
mountain,
on.
ain't no sea, Maki, da da. Shout out to it. Shout out to it.
Yes. Yes,
Look, look, when
yes.
they say you already know. Oh, your
It's
birthday
gonna
is
be
oh
a
04? Oh, both of y'all 0404. Okay, okay.
yeah,
Happy early
yeah,
birthday to Hope One and happy early birthday to Renee. How
yes.
young are y'all though? How are y'all legal yet? Are y'all
Okay, you're not
legal
supposed to
yet?
be asking a woman. We've lost the rule where you're not supposed to be asking a woman her age. I don't know
I'm
when we
not
lost that
directly.
rule. You
I'm not
shouldn't.
directly. I'm not directly asking. I'm just saying, are they legal yet? You know what I'm saying? If a
Well,
brother
I
want to
forgot
pull
what I
up, are they
forgot.
legal? Yeah.
Wait, Hope One, are you legal yet? Color purple
That
jacket.
part, are you legal?
I know Renee is for sure legal.
What you saying? What you saying? Because I'm just saying.
Listen, I'm saying. I'm not, I'm saying it all and I'm saying nothing. How about
You said I'm saying it all.
that? Like, I'm
Miss
saying nothing.
Certifiable in the building. Salute. Sicky
So,
Minaj is in here.
that's Sicky
Said B
Minaj.
Love
I
looked like
love
she coached
that.
women's basketball. Lord, Lord.
That
And
is
she give me
right.
Don Staley vibes.
I'm giving, am I?
Y'all come on over to YouTube.
That
That's
is so
funny.
funny. Come on in, guys. How was your weekend? Let us know. Let us know. We are in the chat.
Shout out to them
So
48 sunrises, Renee. Shout out to that's a blessing. You hear me? In this day and age and time, listen, that's a blessing.
I love that she said, "Damn it, I'm a wonderful 40."
That man.
We
That'd be
didn't
a
see,
good thing.
mama.
That'd be a good thing.
Oh God, Nicki Minaj, that is so cute. That's so funny.
Ain't it though? Ain't it though? What's going on with your lovely co-host?
Everything is good. It's been it's Monday, so I'm alive.
How
That's
was your
some days
weekend?
that's gotta be good enough. Weekend was really good. I got to spend some time with my son, get to spend some time
Oh.
with my boo, and yeah, everything was all good.
All right, all
There you
right.
go.
No wonder you look like you glistening and glossing. Look, she got a glow about her. That's
Oh
what
Lord.
look. That's what love do to be love. You feel me?
Mm. Yeah, it's always good
Don't
to hang out with the kids. It's always good
what?
to hang out with the kids. It's always good to hang out with the kids. Well, how
You
was your
know what?
weekend, Phil?
My weekend was wonderful. Kind of a laid back weekend. You know, I spent time with my youngsters. With my
Oh,
youngsters, I ain't do nothing extra special except that's special enough for me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do too much.
yeah. Sometimes that is special, especially today where kids just don't even want to be around us anymore.
Don't
It's
want
like
to
we
spend no
almost,
time with you. You feel me?
like, why? They're like, why? Like, it's funny. I'm hanging out with my son. First of all, I had to get him a new phone because he loses the phone every 3 months. It's crazy. It's almost like insulting. And we're going to get him set up, but you could tell like he was antsy to leave. I'm like, dude, you don't ever hang out with me. Like, chill out. Let's just talk, grab something to eat, catch up. And it was one of
He said,
those
I
like,
got to
okay,
go. I
we
got to go.
right. What do you have to do? I just want to know what you have to do. You ain't got no job. You ain't got nowhere to be. Like, what? Okay, why can't you hang out with your mama? But I
I
guess it's
I
not
I
cool.
understand wholeheartedly what my mother felt and what she went through because I know at that when I was younger I was pew pew like I was outside and
Right.
I get it. In hindsight, it's like come chill with daddy. They like what? Okay,
Eh,
daddy, later,
right.
later.
I'm
What
gonna
you
go
mean
hang out
later?
with my friends.
Do I gotta put you on punishment as old as you is so you can spend some time with you?
Right. With the old
Hey
man,
Trina Pink,
now you're gonna be sour.
that
Mr.
part.
P. Now they're gonna be all mad. Like I can't be with my friends. I'm like, you with your friends all the time.
All the time, it
All
ain't gonna hurt you none. That
I,
part.
I'm just
That part.
grateful
I'm
to get
like,
the time that I get.
that part. Peggy Reese said the weekend was bomb. I'm at work on this Monday, getting to it, tuned into the show. Excuse me,
Yes,
my
we
man,
certainly love
Peggy
it,
Reese.
Packy Reek. We love it. Team
Big
Gemini.
dog in the
Uh-oh.
building. Salute.
Now now we're throwing out the zodiac signs. We got Team Gemini in the house. They coming up,
Man,
right?
listen,
After Taurus,
I don't know
it's
when it happened.
Aries,
I don't know
Taurus,
when
and
none of
then
them signs happen.
you just
If it
know it
ain't
is.
Sagittarius, I don't want to know nothing about it. And you better not mention no. Oh, okay.
Listen, Sagittarius is one of those awesome signs, but then they one of those signs that's gangster as hell. My
Oh,
youngest is the Sagittarius. My mom was a Sagittarius. She was gangster. And my
shout
youngest,
out to
let me
Mom
see if I can get
Dukes.
this. Yeah, and my youngest, I don't know. I'm trying to get my camera to go this way, and it's not cooperating.
We trying to make it
And
turn sideways.
yeah, but it's all right. I'm gonna make it do what it do. And my youngest is Sagittarius, which I love him. He's such a hybrid between gangster but still polite with it. Um,
We
so,
good
but most
people.
Sagittarius, y'all savages. Sagittarius are savages. They are no
I
nonsense.
wouldn't
They
say
don't
that.
care. You're
I
savage.
was I always
They'll
give this
rip your
analogy.
face off.
Sagittarius are the best friends, best lovers to have, worst enemies to have. So I guess that will go into the savage part. I guess. I
Savage,
guess. But
savage.
you
But
know, we
it's
love
all good.
hard. We love hard. We'll give you our last. We're creative, innovative at times. You know what I'm saying? Stubborn at sometimes. You know, but
Yes.
yeah,
Well, I think kind of, what's funny about zodiac signs? I think everybody has some of those similar traits in every
some
sign.
yeah, that's a
You
fact.
know, like Pisces are wishy-washy. We can be very wishy-washy. We're very sweet, but when we pissed off, we pissed off. Like when we mad, we mad. So, orange is not the new black.
That part. Watchmen salute.
Hey, Watchman, good morning. Good morning, gang. Make sure you get them thumbs up, guys. Please make sure you are liking the show for everybody who's stepping into the room, guys. We're about to get this
Hard.
show started. We have hump day, not even hump day, it's Monday rewind, the weekend rewind. We catching up on what happened over the weekend. Some old, some new, some good, some bad. But we about to get into it. I wanted to just give a shout out real quick. I didn't watch the game last night, but to LSU, who,
LSU.
we are in March Madness, NCAA. I used to be a huge March Madness fan. Like I used to love watching the games. I don't watch them as often anymore, but the ladies of LSU last night rocked out. They beat the brakes off of Iowa, and congratulations to them. What I
Congrats.
love about yesterday's game was everybody was watching it because normally the girls' games get no shine, nobody's even paying attention. But yesterday, everybody was watching it. Good job. Congrats to them. Yeah. Yay. And now I
Look,
think
look.
for the what that mean?
Shout
It
out to
don't got no.
shout out to Miss Reese. Y'all
Okay,
better leave her be.
that's what that means.
You
Shout out to
can't
Miss
see
B.
me. You can't see me.
Oh, that's what that means. See, I need to get my street lingo together. Hey, Big Dodge. Good morning. Dad said, "B Love, if you want to hang with the kids, take mine." Let me tell you something.
Damn ass.
I did manage to get to the movies this weekend. My boo took me to go see Creed, and
Okay.
I was so frustrated. by, because there was a group of kids that were there and they were loud and they were
Making that noise.
talking and they making noise. And I'm just like, y'all so rude. You guys are so rude. And his thing is kids being kids. And I guess because I came from a place where we were taught to like, you can act a certain way in certain places and none of it was
Yeah, yeah.
public. So when I'm around that, I'm just like, I want to choke these kids. So choke your little ass. I want to super my ass. Don't shut up. And he's just like, relax, me.
Like, hold on. What am I engaged with? Who am I dating? What is this? Who are you? What you did with my girl? Bring her back.
So, but Creed, have you seen it? Has anybody seen Creed? What are your thoughts on that? Have you seen it yet, Phil?
Yes, I have. First. Let me give a big shout out to my homie, my homeboy Boog Patrick Harris, who was in Creed 3 and 2. He's the big heavy set dude that's part of the training team. He's a
Oh,
heavily how can I search staff the midman in a lot of his videos go viral of him, working the mix with different people, Adrian Broner, Javante Tank Davis. You can go down the list. Anyway, that's my homie. Shout out to you. Look how God is blessing you. The movie though is fantabulous. A good, dope movie. And if you haven't seen it, make sure you take your ears out there. Leave the kids at home though, because you don't want them in the
right.
theater so you
Or
can
zip
enjoy
their
it.
lips. Or zip
Then
their
this one
damn
right here,
lips.
be love is gonna be on their neck. Did not tell you.
Shut up. Be quiet. Because
That
they give you
part.
the
Keisha Hall. Hey
whole,
Keisha.
hey, Keisha, good morning. They give you the whole spiel, like turn your phones off. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk. Eat some popcorn, drink some soda, shut the hell up. And then you got
Shut the
people with
figgity up.
secluded. I don't get it. But yes, it was a good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And to your boy, you know what I found interesting? Because I saw him in the movie and I was like, for a big boy, he is getting it in the mid guy. He was really doing this
Oh
thing.
yeah,
So shout out to him. That's awesome. Yes, God is real. And look at that. Just
that's
doing what you
a fact.
love. Just doing what you love, man.
That's a fact.
So I wanted to shout that out, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about let's talk a little bit about this blue check verification thing that people are in arms about right now because so about 2 months back or 3 months when Elon Musk finally bought Twitter, he said that he was just going to charge a flat fee in order for people to get the blue check.
Hmm.
Now, my understanding of the blue check is that you had to qualify for it. Not just everybody got a blue check. Like you had to prove, that you were written about, you had to prove your work to basically prove that you are who you are. And that's the only way you could really get a check. Like it wasn't just for anybody. Everybody didn't get a medal. Now, under this situation, if you pay your subscription fee, you're able to get a blue check. So people were up in arms in that. In fact, a lot of celebrities, including Chrissy Teigen, and I have a story about it. Chrissy Teigen and other celebs refused to pay for Twitter's blue check verification. And basically, getting into it, Chrissy Teigen has recently declined to pay $8 a month for Twitter's blue check verification badge. Lately, the social networking site announced that it would officially begin charging for its once free badge. Following this announcement, several celebrities shared their reaction, saying that they have no intention of paying the subscription. John Legend's wife took to Twitter and tweeted, "Oh my God, just take the check mark already. Who cares?" I agree. I'm not a Twitter fan. Not only Chrissy, but other artists, including Dionne Warwick and rapper Ice-T, also refused to pay the site. I am not paying for a blue check. That money could and will be going towards my extra hot lattes, wrote Dion. Okay. Meanwhile, LeBron James jokingly said he was too cheap to pay for the tick, saying, "Well, guess my blue will be gone because soon, if you know me, I ain't paying the five." Ice-T also shared his thoughts on the matter, adding, "I heard Twitter is going to take away the blue check marks if you don't pay. That check mark, I guess it matters to some people. But as it's reported, Twitter will start removing the blue tick from users who don't pay for them starting April 1st."
Now,
Now
is
let's
that?
take it a
Go
yeah,
ahead. No, no, no. I
I
don't
was
want to
going
interrupt you. Go
to take it a step further. Now Instagram is getting ready and Facebook. Well, I didn't know that there's blue Facebook verification, but Instagram is getting ready to start charging 11.99 a month for your blue check or 14.99 for iPhone users.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not first of all, I don't have a blue check. It's not that serious. Like there's only one B Love and there's only one LGO real talk. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, whether it's $15 is a lot of money to be on a website that, yeah, I don't get it. But I get why people are upset because it's like now anybody can have it. What are your thoughts on it, Phil?
Well, now I'm gonna go back to the Twitter thing.
Okay.
Is that has Twitter put anything out that officially says that they'll be removing these blue checks from celebrities already situated? Because
Yes.
you would think they would be grandfathered in or whatever.
No,
Um,
no.
so
There's
it
no
has been officially
grandfathering in.
set out there.
Y-
Oh
Right.
wow,
Even
that's different.
companies or even certain companies and businesses are expected to pay $1,000 a month. So for like the larger companies, they're expected to pay $1,000 a month to
A
hold on to
thousand.
their
Oh
blue
man,
check.
yeah, hell no. I wouldn't even. That don't even sound like sound business to even do that. That
Well,
thousand
I
could go into
think
marketing.
the
That's
debate
crazy.
has been is that, there's I guess they're losing money because people are paying other ways to get blue check verified. Like I have seen the post where people are like, I could get you blue check verified. If anybody's been on Instagram, somebody's been in your DM saying that they can get you blue check verified. And for me, being in social media, and I love social media, but I just am not that invested that much to pay a monthly fee to be on there. Like there's always somewhere to go. And so
Well,
because
well,
there
as far as
is like
IG, some of these celebrities paid for their blue checks. Let's be clear, and what they paid for it was a few years of the 14.99. It wasn't like $100. It was like they paid a
really,
like some people that I know paid 2,000. Some other people I know paid 5,000. Like yeah, the 14.99 is a drop in the bucket. But you got to think about it. If these people got money, that's and at the time to be a part of that exclusive club of having your blue check, it looked good. It brought you a certain amount of notoriety. Now there was a lot of scams going on with people offering to get you your blue checks and then not getting it done or whatever. But what I think is really going on is Instagram is their think tank is being influenced by what Twitter is doing. One,
right,
and which makes sense is another way to make some revenue on the platform. So from a business standpoint, it makes sense. For the back end consumer, and I'm gonna do an IG live about this one topic a little bit later today. But for the consumer, for the person, the average person and or person that might have a following, but not quite meet the whatever standards they got, because them standards seem hella crazy to giving somebody the blue check. It allows them to one protect their account, because what happens is something happens to your account now. You have little to no customer service abilities to see about getting your account back. You have little to
right,
no. With the blue check, that opens the door to personalized customer service, where you can actually reach out to somebody. Not only that, your page can't be packed up as easy from people making frivolous and BS complaints because they're jealous or mad at you or don't like a comment, and
right,
or you know what I'm saying, it you're not you won't go away as quickly, and you have some recourse if they do suspend your page, or if there's some kind of misunderstanding, you have more recourse. And say be love, you say I only got one be love page. Suppose somebody grabs your image and starts another page. Normally Instagram won't do crap about it, but
right,
because you have that blue check, you can get it up out of there like quickly. What they were doing, like if you got a blue check and you make a complaint, your complaint gets heard, and whatever punishment or punitive action is going against the other person happens ASAP. That allows more regular folks to be able to get that same type of treatment. Should it take all that? No, but it makes excellent business sense to me.
right. I mean, listen, I have enough subscriptions that I need to pay. I get it. The blue check puts you in a VIP kind of status. But at the end of the day, it's just like, I don't know. To
Damn.
each his own. I'm not paying for a blue check. I'm good on all of that. I think it's ridiculous. Wishing people they will be on Twitter or Facebook. They're literally making the money and now we have to pay to be verified. I agree. Now you have to, there's, first of all, you can't even there's like all these ads and all these posts and like all of this stuff that's selling you something. They make money off of that. They make
Yeah.
money off of us. They make money, like, remember, it's a sharing platform. So I don't understand why we would have to pay. But I don't know, at the same time it's kind of like it is a membership. So to each his own. I will not be playing for a blue check either. If Dionne Warwick says no, I'm with her.
Dionne Warwick don't kind of matter no more. But okay. Keisha Hall says some have paid 50,000 wow for a blue check. Now that's preposterous. I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
with that 50,000, you could pay for the you could pay for the marketing, the PR, and everything you need to get your account to be able to get that blue check without paying it to somebody to get you the blue check. That's crazy. 50,000. Or if you got a business or you got a product or something, you can put that in the advertising and get your weight up, get your paper up. That's crazy.
Right.
I would never. I would
Pay
never.
50,000. But and even Afro Latina said people were paying for followers which are connected to getting verified. Let's talk about
Part of
that.
it.
The
Part
whole
of it.
paying for followers. Again, I've been in situations where people like, we can get your following up, you can get, your likes up, you can get your views up, and you can pay for those things. I don't have a huge follower, when you look at my numbers because I've grown my page organically. It'll be 3 years this year, the LGL Real Talk, November 11th. The LGL Real Talk will be in effect. And while I don't have the amount of followers, I also I don't run the social media streets that requires me to get the followers up, right? And that basically means like there are people who are going all day, every day on Instagram, who you just, I'm not that person. Like I come on, I do my show, I may do some guest shows, but other than that, I'm not on there all the time. So my following reflects that. I'm not paying for it. I'm not buying them. I pay for my 10 followers. Oh God.
Damn is over this morning.
You can have 10 of mine just like for free.
Damn
But
it.
I'm not paying, I think it comes down to doing the work. That also means that you have to be out there, whether you're have so many topics that you have to continuously talk about, or you're putting your entire life out on social media, i.e., a Kim Kardashian, i.e., you know what I'm saying, these celebrities or these people who everything that they do, from what they eat to what they wear to the makeup they put on to getting ready for a party to doing all of those things, like you're in my world and in my life. I mean, is it worth the followers? Because it's just not for me. I just like a balance of what I love to do and still keeping a semblance of privacy.
It's funny. It's funny you said that too, because I just posted a post that Chrisette Michelle, the singer, posted up yesterday, and it was about this new age fame, or what people perceive as fame. It used to be you had to have so many followers and so many thousand followers, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas now people are moving differently, more independently, and you don't need the mass of people to be successful or to be perceived as a professional, or or famous, or some celebrity status. And my take on that, and I put it on that post, was quantity. I take quantity over not quantity. I'll take
Quality.
quality over quantity any day. Yeah, I'd rather have a few solid or supportive and engaged people than thousands of unengaged just bodies filling a follower, what you call it. And to bring it full circle to the blue check thing, you got some people that organically grew followings and have like a couple 100,000 followers and this and the third, and still haven't been given their blue check, which is crazy to me. Because you would
Yeah.
think you would think that Instagram being the machine it is, attached with Facebook Meta, whatever you want to call it now, would have some kind of department where they would recognize certain people and automatically, okay, we see you are who you are. Let's verify your account. Here's your blue check. Da 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 da. But there's some celebrities, some people that are in blockbuster movies, on TV shows, on the entertainment circuit, comedians, etc., that do the work, that have the following, but don't get recognized as that, and that's the unbalance of the whole system or whatever. And I think there's some pros and cons to the buying of the blue check. For some it'll be a good thing, for some it'll be frivolous. As of now on IG, they still have the option for you to get verified the good old way, the good old,
Regular, yeah.
yeah, the regular way. Now, will they take that away and only allow you to get verified the other way? Who knows? If this is what Twitter's doing, you never know what's going to follow suit. But I'll say this.
Well,
I'll say this. If you have things to lose and you don't want your account messed with, and you want some kind of the ability to contact customer support, then that option might be good for you. For those that don't care about that and ain't trying to pay, then not so good for you. You know what I'm saying? It's all according to what you think best suits your needs. Because like you said, we pay for apps anyway. We pay
right,
for bullshit, the upgrades, the to have the pro or the extended or the da 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 da. We do it anyway. So
right,
just because this has been a free platform for X amount of time, look what as of late what has come about with a lot of people's accounts. A lot of people's accounts have been hacked. A lot of people's accounts have been snatched, shut down. Because of reporting, frivolous reporting. Because a lot of times when they're reported, a lot of times you don't even get the chance to appeal. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. It's almost like a gamble with that.
right,
So do you want that protection, especially if you're building a brand? No matter how small your brand is or how big your brand is, do you want the protection that says, okay, I want to be able, and that's no different than buying liability insurance, homeowners insurance,
true,
commercial insurance, business insurance. You pay for those things to have a certain level of protection. Does it make sense for you? Maybe, maybe not.
right. I mean, I think if you're selling it and angling it that way, like there's a level of protection built into this subscription fee. Right now, it's for Facebook and Instagram. It's starting in Australia and New Zealand this week. So it is something that's happening. We come from this society though, but it's almost like you don't have to compete anymore. You don't have to do the work anymore. And I'm not trying to criticize anybody because there's some people who legitimately can't, right? There's some people who legitimately don't. I just said earlier that I'm one of those people that when it comes to social media and the work that it takes into getting those followers up, I haven't done the work from a perspective of I'm not living all the time. I'm not on everybody's show. That to me comes with some it comes at a cost. You get
Mm.
on somebody's show, you say something, you do something, or then it becomes like, for instance, this Bitcoin crash that just happened, I think 2 or 3 months ago, FTX or whatever. There were celebrities that were getting paid and social media influencers that they had paid to promote
Oh
the
yeah,
brand. And now
yeah,
they are
yeah.
suing those people
Not just
because they
suing, but
promoted.
criminal action too.
Exactly, they are charging them. So my whole thing is, here you are thinking you're an influencer. I have influence. People are gonna pay me because that's what comes with the influence. You get the endorsements. You get people to pay you. And now it comes at a cost. So now you're taking a check. Well, I'm just talking about it, right? I'm not selling it. I didn't sell you Bitcoin, but the fact that my influence is telling you this is something you should invest in, you do it, you lose all your money. Now I'm liable for it. It's not one of those things that I'm prepared to take on. Now, social media is not the only way, or it's not the way that I make my money. Social media for me is a way to talk to people, connect with people, talk about things that hopefully will change your mindset, hopefully the way people look at things. But it's not like, okay, I'm waiting for this check. I don't make my money on here. Can I? Yeah, if I put the work in. But when you are on here, you have to give a part of yourself and you put yourself out there. And I'm just not prepared to do that. Now we live in a society where you don't have to do the work. Everybody gets a medal. When we were kids and we used to go to school, every right around this time they would have the games or whatever where you got to play all these different games. We got to compete in races, we got to compete in certain things, and they had medals, gold, silver, and bronze.
Mm-hmm.
Only the people who won got a medal. Then a few years ago, we go to this place where everybody gets a medal because we don't want anybody to feel
To
bad.
feel
We
left
don't want,
out.
yeah, we don't want anybody to feel like they're not, but you didn't put the work in. But you didn't get yourself ready for these games. Like if you know you have to be the fastest, are you preparing yourself? Are you going to the park? Are you jogging? Are you working out? You don't win marathons just because you showed up. You have to do the work. So it's kind of like the
That
same with
part.
the blue check verification. It's kind of like you no longer have to do the work, pay a subscription. You're now part of the club. And to your point, if it comes with some protection, cool. I didn't get that whole there's a protection part to it. It's more like, hey, if you want to be verified, if you want to be that bitch, get a blue check.
Not that big,
Just
Eddie.
say, yeah, just take it
Keisha,
easy.
Keisha Scott said, my daughter says she may buy the blue check mark to basically trademark an IG name. That's one
Okay.
side. That's one aspect of it because um, the what it also does it you have to show your real name. Your real name has to be on where it says where your name is, and then
Hmm.
also you have to put in a copy of your driver's license so they can verify you are who you are. So that is probably an upside to it because a lot of people portraying themselves as being something other than who they are, or something other than what they are. And what it does is, at least so and so is a like a really a legal person. Like I know B Love is Bernadette. I know she is who she says she is. It verifies that as opposed to B Love maybe being B Scammer. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's an upside to it. Now, is it
Right.
worth the dollar amount? Mm, that you can speculate one way or the other or whatever, but
I
it
think you
is what
brought
it
up some good points, and I think maybe it's a discussion of what are the benefits as opposed to
outweighs
looking at it
the
as what's
cons.
the
Mhm.
subscription fee. Because, for us, when we've gotten something for free and now you want to charge us for it, like I'm offended. Like, what? Are you kidding me right now? But at the same time, if there are benefits to it, there is a protection. It does allow you to trademark, it does allow you to do certain things. And I guess I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I think that's the thing is educating yourself on what it really is that's beneficial to you.
I'm gonna need you to
I'm
get some
just gonna
glasses.
get it. I know. I'm sorry. I'm on my phone.
Like,
Yeah. I'm just, y'all better go back to the flip phone. That's so funny. Exactly. Forget about it. What are you paying for fake likes? Let's talk about it. What about paying for fake likes? Okay, can't get it right. I'm just in the notes, y'all, in the comments. You log into IG's blue checks everywhere. In my opinion, it isn't authentic. I thought I got a message from Ariana Grande. Meanwhile, it's Ariola Grande. I can't with you, Keisha Hall.
damn man, did she send a picture? It's like no.
Oh my God,
Tracy
right,
T says,
Ariola
I think
Grande.
this is happening. I think this is happening because IG saw the rogue folks offering to sell checks and they wanted in on the money. That could be it too, because it circumvents a lot of underhanded business and people getting paid under the table. It does. It really does.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'd rather have 100 bad bricks than one good one. Yeah.
Good morning,
And so
Almighty KM.
good morning. And can't
D-Lo.
get right said, what about paying for fake likes? Let's talk about that. So yeah, I agree. I don't feel like do the work. So as a content creator, right, I have stuff on TikTok, I have stuff on Instagram, I have very little bit on YouTube, but I have stuff across every platform. If my content is good, I remember one meme came up on TikTok. She was like, if you only have a few likes, then that means your content's not good. Like you didn't do the work. There are
That don't
people.
mean that necessarily, but
Well, I know that there's things like algorithms and stuff. There are people though, when you look at like their work, they've done the lighting, they've done the creative writing, they're putting skits together, they're really doing the work. I may jump on every once in a while and do a get ready with me, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. It's like, okay, I'm not that interested. Maybe I'm not that interested. And that's okay. Like I said, I'm not on here for, you know what I mean? This is not where I make my money. But does it mean that, right, Phil? You just said it doesn't mean that. Maybe to me, maybe you just need to put more work into your content if you want more likes.
That
What do
too,
you think?
and Instagram's algorithm changes so frequently, and it's like they keep you on a limb. Now, when it comes to buying likes and such, that happens, and that happens. But you have people and entities that do it towards your account without your asking. I have a female friend that I've known since like the sandbox basically. She has a channel, and recently it happened to her. She spoke out about the blue check thing, and she said that she didn't want to do that. She wanted to, you know, authentically grow her account. She not for the fake bots, the fake lights, nor a blue check or whatever. When she did that, somebody put her username into a bot system, and her account shot up in followers.
Okay.
Now the problem with that is, and the same thing happens for likes. The problem with that is, it can get you shadow banned or suspended from IG, and that's another reason why that blue check might help, because you would have some recourse. Um,
Okay.
because you're not paying for it, and somebody enters your name into a system and gets you 2 to 10,000 extra followers. How is that your fault? Because you didn't do that. Now there are people that buy it and actually purposely do it, as far as likes, follows, etc. But if you have no hand in that, why should you be penalizing that? So she hit me up and was like, "What am I to do?" Because something similar happened to her before from a
Okay.
follower. They said, "I'm gonna get you some followers." She said, "No, I don't want that," and they did it anyway. And she went through. It took her some time, but she went through and deleted all of them. I told her this time. I said, because she complained about it, made a video about it, and they turned it up and they started adding more and more followers. I said, what you need to do is be quiet, allow it to happen, and then when it settles down, then go back and erase it. Because she said I was erasing them. I erased about 100 to 200, and then right after I did it, about 600 showed up. I said,
Oh
they're
wow.
playing with you. They trying to push your buttons. Let them have at it. And then when they finish, you go back through and you delete. It's time consuming, and like, damn, why I got to be doing all this and that. But I also said to her, I said, this would be a reason for you to get that blue check or whatever. So she's playing. She's going down a rabbit hole. She said, what if this is IG and they doing this to try to get me to
And
get
they
the
playing right.
I
That
said,
blue check.
um, I said, but I don't think they did that. I don't think they did that because it would look away. And if it came out that they were doing that to people's account, it would destroy their business. So I don't think that. I said, somebody didn't like what you said, and they was like, "Oh yeah, watch this, young lady," and then I said, "So just let them have at it, and when it calms down, give it a day or two after it calmed down, and what you call it, because they're gonna be watching to see what you do or what you say, and if they know they could push your buttons, have at it." But some people do it mildly to boost engagement, and some people do it to make themselves seem bigger than what they are, whether it be the followers, the likes, or whatever the case may be.
Well, you need certain numbers to monetize. So in order before you can even start putting the little button up where people could donate or buy a badge or whatever the case may be, I think you have to have
Mhm.
like 5,000 users. I don't know the numbers. I like, I really don't pay attention. For me, it's like, all of these people able to see my content and the stuff that I'm talking about? With my platform, the things that I talk about are the things that make people not who don't know their worth. And we talk about things like that. So, am I reaching those type of people so that they can listen in and be like, oh, I didn't think about this, or I didn't think about that. But I don't want to be seen, and I'm not doing skits, and I'm not doing, you know what I mean, those kind of things to kind of grow my following. I kind of almost could take it or leave it, believe it or not. But I know that it matters. If it didn't matter, we wouldn't
It
be on there.
does.
So,
It does. What I do know is Instagram will limit how your posts, your reels, your stories are seen.
Right.
And even people that are on your favorite list might not get to see your posts. And you could be on their favorite list and they might not get it up front
Oh
or whatever
wow.
like they should. Because like I said, they change it so often and it's crazy. Like the flip of that is in the stories, I thought stories were just for people that followed you. But your stories get out there to a lot of people. And I was
Yep.
like, wow, because I was noticing certain blue checks with like real blue checks were, looking at my story because you can see who actually views your stories. And
Right.
but the flip of that is you might put a post out and you would think your regulars would see it, and a lot of times they don't. So what I have done, I don't buy
Mm.
follows and I don't buy likes, but what I do, I boost posts, I boost reels here and there to gather more engagement and or looks at my page or whatever. But I'm paying
Right.
it directly to Instagram. I'm not going to one of these fake sites and whatever, and it
Right.
boosts engagements. And
Okay.
it works. It works if you do it properly. It works. It works pretty good.
Well, that's interesting. Like that, here I put a reel. I think my people, are seeing it, and you're saying that they don't. Some of your people don't
Not
even see it. Um, that's I think the sad part is, when we talk about AI and which is so big right now. I mean, they're talking about it everywhere. Um, AI is just one of those things. I don't know if you guys have noticed. You could be having a conversation about anything, and then all of a sudden you'll see something. And I'll use it for instance. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking to someone about Portugal, and I've never been to Portugal. I was like, it looks like such a beautiful place, and I go to my phone, and in my feed, I see travel to Portugal, and I'm like, what the hell? So, everything is being recorded and being heard. And when they hear it, they're snatching it, they're putting on your phone. They now want to put it into your face and make it attractive and it's a little scary to me. Even to the point like right now, the government is talking about AI, whether it's something like Twitter, whether it's something that, they need to kind of
regulate.
regulate, is it going to kill off jobs because now you have this artificial intelligence that's doing
Oh,
all of these things. And there's some real concerns around AI, but we're just going about life like it doesn't even matter.
oh, but it
And it's
does.
right. You know what I mean? What's your feeling on it? Because when it comes down to it, let's be very clear. We have no control over any of this. None of it. We could talk about it, we could feel a way about it, but there's really nothing that we can do about it. So, what's the deal with AI? What are your thoughts about it? And is it something that we should be doing something about in terms of like talking about it from a political standpoint?
It is definitely something different. Awe-inspiring in some instances and shocking and scary in other instances. And yes, it will root out a lot of industries, online workers, customer service, etc. And it's getting so these developers are getting so, how can I say, ingenious with it. I just heard a song. It was on, I think I saved it in my what you call it, that somebody got that it's an AI Jay-Z on it. Sounds
Eh,
just like Hova. Sounds just like Jay Z doing a whole verse. It's not Jay Z though. It's not him.
wow,
Voice, everything, cadences, everything. I said that's scary. That's scary. And
wow,
then if you change the name to AIJ or something like that, does Jay Z have? Does he have a case? Does he have? Can he sue somebody? I
right,
it's a slippery slope. Slope.
right,
On the other hand, the positive side, it can help to make your business more proficient, make your services you offer a lot more cohesive. You know what I'm saying? And offer quicker turnarounds on a lot of different things. The problem is you put a lot of people out of jobs, like graphic designers. They got these AI graphic design sites now, and all these other things. You put a lot of good folks out of business. I would say to some people that if you see it coming or you see it happening, find a way to improvise and have it work for you. Because like she said, it's here. It's here. and it's
Right,
not going nowhere. You got to learn to bob and weave, pause, and or adopt it, and get in where you fit in. Unfortunately, but I believe yes, it does. It should be regulated because where's the end all? Where does it stop? Where does it
right.
stop? They already creating fake chicken. They fake creating. Where does this AI technology end? And what's the end game for us all?
And what can we do? Like, I think that's the scariest part about all of it right now is that this is being done. And there's really nothing we can do about it except try to figure out how to master it or work within it to our benefit. There's this thing called Chat GPT now that
Mm-hmm.
someone was just telling me about the other day, where basically it
Mm-hmm.
can write a paper for you. Like is so intelligent. It can write notes, it can write papers for you. It's almost like making our kids less smarter, if that makes sense. They're using it in schools, and we've gone from kids not writing anymore. Everything goes into a computer or a laptop. It's just like it's taking away the knowledge, but yet the computer is where the knowledge all sits. And I remember when computers first came into the game, people would always say it's the information that we put into it that is, you know what I'm saying, that makes it work. Now it kind of feels like it's making us work. But I did see Keisha Hall ask in the notes, Phil. She asked, would we consider paying for a blue check? Um, I would say that if the protection that Phil is talking about is built into this blue check, where it gives me more of a footing within my social media account and allows me to be protected, so that my identity can't be duplicated, so that these fake pages, or you know what I'm saying, it authenticates my page or who I am, even though I, I mean, maybe, maybe I'm not there yet today, but it's possible. Would you,
I'll
Phil?
say this. I'll say this. I would have had it by now. Um, it was offered to me right out the gate, kind of, sort of, when they first allowed it in the U.S. What
Right.
happened was I was trying to get it set up where I kept Big Phil Speaks as my name or whatever, and
Okay.
it denied it because of that. So then I put my name, my government name, and then I put AKA Big Phil Speaks. So it went past that. That was okay, and it denied it because I had the animated picture of me with the red
Right.
Kango. So they
Right.
denied it because of that, and so now I have to wait until my refund is processed, and they said that could take 40 to 60 days. I was like, damn it,
Oh,
before I can get it done. And the reason being for me, not so much, oh, Big Phil speaks and Big Phil got a blue check, as much as um, my page has been attacked, and it's been some hate and things of that nature because of certain controversial situations that I was in or involved in or whatever. So
right.
for me, it would be to protect my situation and not allow for my page to get snatched, because I'm building my brand. Big Phil Speaks, all my platform. I mean, on any platform is Big Phil Speaks. So I don't want to lose that. So that would be the reason for that. Um,
Right.
would I be a celebrity? I'd be no more or no less of a celebrity than I already am. If people gravitate toward me, they'll do it with or without a check. And they have, some have, and some haven't.
Right.
So for me, it would be for the page protection. So I'm not going to act like I'm holier than thou because I don't have it. I would have had it. I would have had it before some of the people y'all know got it. I was trying to find a way to do it while I can keep my page as it was. But and this is another thing. Once you get verified, ladies and gentlemen, whatever your picture is up there, your avatar picture, it has to be a real one. But make sure you can live with that because you can't change it.
Oh,
Whereas
wow.
if you get the regular verification route, you can change it.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he said, make sure you can live with that. Exactly.
Make sure
That's
it's a
why I
picture
have a
that you want to
logo.
see for a good long time. And then I think if you change it or whatever, try to change, you have to get re-verified or whatever. So I don't know how much of a headache that will be, but unless they
Got
change that down the line, they might soften that up later. As long as the picture is you, as long as the picture is you, they might soften that whatever. But you definitely have to have your government name up there, and you definitely have to have a real picture up there. For some people, that's not a problem. But
Right.
I just love my little animated picture, with my little red Kango. So that's what I had up there. But that's why, for those of y'all that
Understood.
seen my picture change, that's why that changed, because I did that, but it was too late. I had to wait for the refund. So
Okay. So, okay, well, guys, now you know if you have questions, when it comes to this whole blue check verification situation, I think, we can dig down into it, maybe even put a little live together to talk about it. There are definitely benefits. There definitely are downsides to it too, i.e., paying a monthly fee, but it depends on what you're trying to do for your business and your brand, is what it looks like. I did see Miss Renee. Yes, happy early birthday, Miss Renee Rogers. We see you in the building, Lady Nay. And she said that
good morning
tomorrow,
to ye. Happy birthday
tomorrow,
to ye.
yes, tomorrow morning she's gonna be watching Citrus Hitler. I can't.
Say
Um,
what? What the
Go ahead
figure?
and get him. He will be in court tomorrow following the indictment. Of course, we're talking about President Trump. I never heard him called
Oh,
the
you said
Citrus
citrus.
Hitler.
I was like, who the
Hitler.
hell is that?
It's like Sicky Nicky. He's got his own little switch. He got his own little vibe to it. I like that Sicky Nicky.
That
So
Nicki Minaj.
Sicky Minaj. There we go. Sicky Nicky. Well, wow. Sorry, I changed up the whole name. I'm so sorry. No offense. But let me get into the story. So, former President Donald Trump.
hold on 1 second. I ain't mean to interrupt you. Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Hit them thumbs. It don't cost shit, Nathan. It don't cost no super chat, no super sticker. It only takes a moment in time to hit that thumbs up. Boop.
Yes.
Listen,
Oh,
please.
sure. Get my
Yeah,
blue check. Yo, Des said just get the flip phone. He said just get the flip phone. Listen
take
to
it
him.
back to 88, 91. Des. Matter of fact,
I
they ain't had
saw
flip
yes.
phones 88.
They still have
What?
them.
Not
I was
99.
in the mobile store yesterday and they have a big one now and I was just like, I'm about to get you one of these. If you lose one more iPhone, I'm about to hit you with this flip phone right here. My son was just not having it. But talking about former President Donald Trump, of course, everyone knows he was indicted last week. He confirmed he will leave his Florida resort on Monday, not his residence, his resort, let's be clear, on Monday to travel to New York City, where he will appear in court on Tuesday following his indictment. I'll be leaving Mar-a-Lago on Monday at 12 noon, heading to Trump Tower in New York. He's leaving his resort to go to Trump Tower. On Tuesday morning, I will be going to, believe it or not, the courthouse. America was not supposed to be this way. In a previous Truth Social post, Trump went after Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who pursued the indictment following a years long investigation, possibly for hush money payments. The corrupt DA has no case. What he does have is a venue where it is impossible for me to get a fair trial. It must be changed. Right. To where? The Midwest? Or somewhere where where you're judged by a group of your brothers? And a Trump hating judge, hand selected by the Soros backed DA, and he must be changed, also has the DOJ working in the DOJ's office. So the details of Trump indictment are still unknown because they're under seal until the arraignment takes place. The charges are likely related to Trump's alleged hush money scandal. If the charges do in fact relate to the hush money scandal, prosecutors are likely to argue that 130,000 $1,000 sum given to Stormy Daniels and $150,000 given to former Playboy model Karen McDougal were improper donations to the Trump campaign, which helped his
Mm.
candidacy during the 2016 election. So that's what came up over the weekend that kind of popped up because you was offended by the $130,000 coochie, but you forgot the other $150,000 coochie pie off.
Aha.
So, so there's a pattern and a history of this kind of behavior. And, at the end of the day, he's being called into accountability for the things that he's done. Some people could care less. I personally, I'm going to watch the same way I watched the OJ trial. I'm going to watch the same way I watched of the Ray Caruth trial. I'm going to watch the same way I watched the Jeffrey Dahmer trial. I'm going to watch. Why? Because the same way that they were put on the line, Their reputation was put on the line. Their lives were put on the line. Families have been destroyed by the legal system. The what is it? The five the famous who's the five guys who got put in jail, which
The Central
he
Park
was
Five.
the Central
Yeah.
Park Five.
Hmm.
Families were destroyed, lives were destroyed for crimes not committed. And now you've committed your crime, and now it's a whole hoax. In fact, I remember with the Central Park Five, Donald Trump, you called for the death penalty to be returned.
Didn't he put an ad out? Did he bought a whole like one page in the New York Post or something like that
I
against
believe
them
it might have been the
individuals?
Times.
Man,
Yep.
listen.
So
Chickens coming home to roost years later,
that's
huh?
there you go. That was exactly what was on the tip of my tongue. That's what it sounds like to me. So you're gonna walk your dog, Donald Trump. And people, I like I said, I will be intently watching and I will be reporting because while everybody want to say, well, some people are saying it's hogwash, this, that, we're gonna get to the root of it. You can't hide.
And I think I've told you this privately, and I think I've said it on a previous live. I think this is the opening door to some bigger problems, some federal problems. And I'm thinking after he gets charged for this, y'all gonna hear about charges federally for different things. Whether y'all think it's frivolous or serious,
Right.
it's gonna help foster whatever charges they get in federal court. Watch, mark my words. Big Phil speaks April 3rd, 2023. Watch.
Right. Agreed. Agreed. So what you got going on over there, co-host?
Listen, I got a little entertainment news or whatever. I don't know who follows SWV and Escape, two '90s
Okay.
female groups or whatever the case may be, and they got a show that comes on TV where they're working on putting together a tour together, with two female groups, hot female groups from the '90s that still can sing and do their thing. And there's been some turmoil with one group, such group Escape, whereas one of the lead singers, Latasha, has come under scrutiny. One for the way in which she's choosing to do her solo career in the midst of this TV show going on, but more
Okay.
detrimentally for her, and more importantly, her husband has been accused of changing documents, siphoning funds, misdirect, mis having funds sent to him and his wife, as opposed to, namely, the main person that's been affected has been Latasha's sister, Tamika,
Yes.
that's also in Escape. That
Yep.
came out a couple 2, 3 episodes ago, but then there's been a firestorm because where they're at now in the series, they're actually putting out paperwork which shows that he was getting kickbacks off of certain tours from certain promoters on their name without them knowing about it. So that's where the show is at now. However, but behind the scenes or on these internet streets, um, people have been coming out of the woodwork about him cheating, about misappropriating funds, and more scandalous stuff. And Latasha, I hate to say it, was first super denying everything, and now she's there was a video of her crying, and we sisters, we can get through this, and da 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 da. Da, but still not admitting or saying, yeah, he was wrong or whatever the case may be. But it's a lot more to unravel, and I think um, it's gonna be some heads flying over this one. The infamous Tasha K has picked up on it, and a lot of other blog outlets and vlog outlets have picked up on it, and it's not going nowhere, and it's not looking good because one, Latasha Scott is embarking upon a gospel record career. This will definitely taint her solo gospel career because it's going to make her look away. And if she
Yep.
doesn't either stand up for what's right in the situation, she's going to definitely feel the full brunt of it. Now, her husband, I don't know too much about him. However, the things that are coming out, women that are coming out the woodworks, and these documentations, not just conversation, but documentation as to what he's done, ain't a good thing. And A lot of people ask, well, why has he been prosecuted? When Tamika first found out about it, they said that the only way she would really get some kind of recompense or retribution is if she went and filed charges, and she said she didn't want to
Right,
do that to her family because that's her
right.
sister, etc., or whatever. But I don't know, Candy and Tiny, they might be thinking some other way because Candy and Latasha have had their differences throughout the years or whatever, but when it come to messing with their money, and Tiny and Candy about their business,
Right. Savage.
about
Yes.
their business. So
Yes.
you've been messing with them coins, and then it looked like a payola type of situation, which could be a bad taint on the group's name. So y'all pay attention to that. If
Wow.
y'all got any input on it, let's talk about it. But pay attention because a lot more is coming out of this. You know what I'm saying? A lot more.
I think,
Oh,
you
Bravo.
know,
That's a fact. It comes on Bravo.
I think what about so I did not peg Phil to be a Real Housewives of Atlanta
It's
watcher.
not. It's not a Real Housewife show. That's why it ain't.
But I will say this, I think it's unfortunate, when you put your trust in somebody and they take advantage of you, especially when it's family. I think we give so much credit to any kind of title. People are just people. And when you're talking about the industry is so greed fueled. It's so, you know what I'm saying? Everything about it is trying to get the win or trying to get ahead. And so, I really do hope that they can resolve it. I personally, I don't know whether or not I would want to press charges. It depends on the amount of money.
Mm,
If it's some, maybe up to $50,000, and I ain't saying I got $50,000 to lose, but to me, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't tear a family apart. But if we talking if we talking about millions of dollars, he's going to jail. Sorry. From the whole gospel situation, that's one of the things about gospel. That's one of the things about God is that we're not perfect. We don't walk imperfect. Nobody does. And part of your testimony, or part of, especially when you become a representative of speaking for God, it comes from the fact that you've seen some stuff. It comes from the fact that you've done some stuff. The whole point is that you're trying to do better. So the
trying to get right. Yeah.
testimony, is a part of the journey. So I wouldn't hold it against her if she was supporting her husband, supporting her man. He was the one that was doing wrong. And now she's like, now you can't hold on to him. Now you have to make some decisions. What? What?
Because, well, y'all got to tune in because supposedly the way they're making it seem like she knew about some of it, that she was a part of some of it, that she had to acknowledge some of it for it to happen.
What
So y'all
happened?
got to
Okay.
see it play out. And oh, some of the behind the things because Tamika did a live. It's on YouTube. She did a live where she broke certain things down. Tiny had done her own live. Candy has done her own live in regards to the whole situation, and all because I think Latasha tried to do a preemptive live, to kind of, you know, put a shield around her, put a shield around the situation, but
Right.
it's kind of backfiring a little bit. And that's what I said in the latest video that I saw. She was crying and talking about we can, we family, we can be better than this. But if this is a real situation, what should have happened is they should have got behind the scenes and said, "This is what's going on."
Right.
Uh, if she was involved, apologize, talk about recompense. If she wasn't involved, still, distance herself and or apologize for the actions of her man because they're attached together. So you have to, because you benefited off some of the bread in some way, shape, or form, whether you knew or didn't know, and still talk about recompense.
Right.
Um, in some instances, I think with Tamika, it was over $30,000, and it wasn't
Okay.
just a one time hit. It was like multiple hits or whatever. But then with the promoters and all that, it was a multiple situation of like 10,000, 20,000, like kickbacks or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I
it's a rock in
mean,
the hard place, especially when it comes to family, and then you intertwine in business, and you have long time friendships with certain members or whatever the case may be. It's a rock in the hard place, but with it, where there's the human, there's the ability for error. There's the ability for transgression because you know, we all are fallible. We all are fallible. The
And
RW,
that
that's a fact. She knew. That's
And
a
then it
fact.
goes back
No, you
to
good.
you putting your whole life out here again for likes. This is what I'm talking about when I was saying earlier about the fact that I don't want to put my life out there for likes. Now you're sitting here in a situation where this could possibly impact your career. I hope not, but this could possibly impact your career. Your reputation now is not what it should be in terms of going into talking about the Lord, especially if you knew about it. Again, not perfect. Nobody's asking you to be perfect, but at least walk in what you're trying to say you're doing. And again, it's all for likes and a check. And Tasha K, no offense, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and pay Cardi B. Has she paid Cardi B yet? You still
That's
out
a
here talking about
lot of
other news?
fettuccine. That's a lot of fettuccine.
You out
I'd
here
be like,
talking
I
about
ain't
other
paying
folks?
that chicken neither.
She
But
gotta pay it. She's court ordered to pay it. And I'm just saying, 'cause you like Tasha K got her thing, her claws on it. Tasha, I'm gonna need you to put them claws on that money and pay my girl Cardi. Because if you weren't talking ish, you wouldn't have to pay. I'm just saying.
Tasha K, if you see this, somebody share this with Tasha K. If you see this, Big Phil Speak says, put your assets in a
And
trust. In a trust. That
too
means they
late,
become untouchable, untouchable
too
when it
late,
comes to the actions that will come in regards to this to that lawsuit. Now,
too late.
in a general lawsuit, right? Once you get that judgment, you're on your own when it comes to having that judgment enforced.
Hmm.
Um, because of the notoriety and the amount and the people involved, they have the abilities to hire certain people to really get at what's necessary. How do I know these things? Because I used to have a judgment recovery business, and
Oh,
as a judgment recovery business that I had, I was like a financial bounty hunter, basically.
oh,
Be love, you go to court and you said so and so. Let's say Latasha, you sue Latasha with some bread. The judge says $50,000. After that's over, if you don't know how to go about getting it, you're on your own.
right.
The judge won't help you. The court won't help you. They have the wherewithal there to assist you, but they won't. You have to go get a lawyer or with a company, i.e., a judgment recovery business that knows how to go after said what you call it. And a lot of times you'll be at a wit's end feeling like you're not going to end up getting money, so you'll give up a percentage of that judgment to a company like mine to go after. And I would use
Oh,
the power of the court and everything else to find out what's up, find out where it's at, and then go get it. And the good side, upside of that is good money for anybody thinking about getting in that business. The bad side of it is morally for me, you become a part of people's misery. Meaning, for big companies and things like that, oh, they got it. It's nothing. But for the
right.
average Joe, when you get the case and it becomes yours, um, somebody might be living paycheck to paycheck. They might really just not have it. And so morally, I just couldn't continue to do that because I didn't feel right, you know, taking food out of the mouths of a mother that might or a father might be, just struggling to get by or provide for their kids or whatever. So, but that's how I have knowledge of how it works or whatever. So I'm not
So
talking
you
out the
saying
side of
put it in
my
a
ass.
trust, right? And this
Put
is
it
why
in a
we need to have
trust.
Wealth Wednesdays. We need to start talking about money and how to protect it because it's very true. There are ways to protect your money. There are ways to protect yourself. When it comes to Tasha K, this is already a done deal for
It's not.
her.
No, it's not
She
just a done deal.
the judge has ordered her to either get financing, either pay her or find some kind of financing.
Oh, they would. Yeah, but that's because Cardi B and her legal team has started the enforcement process. However, if there's nothing there to enforce, to what you call it, then they're just going to be
What you gonna do?
SOL.
I'm just
Now, a
saying,
lot of
what
people
they
think
got to
that
be something.
a lot of people think LLCs and S corps and C corps within themselves will insulate you and or your finances. That's not always the truth, or that's not always the case. But if you put your businesses, if you put your properties, if you put your your assets in a trust, you put you put a like a barrier around everything that the
Right,
courts can't even dissolve unless there's some really deep intrinsic thing, and it would be a lot deeper than this case or whatever.
right. Well, to Tamika Scott, to Latasha Scott, just so you guys know, hopefully you can get this resolved. Family is, blood is thicker than water. Although, not all family is family, but I hope as sisters you guys can get it worked out because at the end of the day, you're both gifted and talented, and you know, it's so unnecessary. There's so much money out here to be made, really and truly. Unfortunately, and it goes back to the industry. Like, can you even trust it? I have a young son who's a musician, and I am terrified for him getting into the music business. He has asked me 10 ways to Sunday to help him, and I'm just like, I do not want to put you in that world at all. At some point, he will get to the point where he will probably figure it out, and I want to be there to guide him and help him as much as I can. But the entertainment business, the music business is just so it's just insidious, and I
You
really don't want to.
you want to do your son the best service. Um, get him a book called This Business of Music. They update it every so often, and then there's other books that you can get. About a year ago got these books for a certain individual that they never even cracked open.
Right,
But it would help your son um, understand the business side of the music industry, where a lot of artists fall short. So your
right,
the standard royalty rates, streaming rates now, because that's a more recent thing.
right.
What contracts should look like, what a fair industry contract should look like, what to ask for. So you can, I mean, I'm just not just talking about just the regular recording contract, but everything from marketing budgets, performance revenues, etc. It breaks down the business so well, and shows you contracts and things of that nature that the average independent artist would be well served by reading these books. Matter of fact, not just independent artists, anybody that's trying to be in the music industry would be well served by reading this book, because it will open their eyes to what it is they should ask for, how many points off of this and that they should be receiving, as
Mm,
opposed to what's being offered, so that they know their worth. I found out about that one book from a college course that I was taking when I was in college or whatever, and I
right.
was like, it opened my eyes. I was like, oh wow. And when I realized that they update the book every so often too, and that a
Hmm.
lot of people, a lot of curriculums kind of utilize this book, I said, okay. I always, anybody that asks me that deals with music, I always, um, how can I say, suggest this book among others, that they take their time and look. We in an age where a lot of people don't want to read, and that's the problem. We don't
Yes,
read contracts. We
yes,
don't read user agreements, falls on these platforms, etc. We just,
yep.
okay, we want to sign up. Take the time to understand what it is you want to get involved with in music, whether you want to be an actor, actress, whatever it is. Learn the business side of it.
Yes.
Make yourself a greater asset by knowing your worth and knowing what it is that what you're trying to embark upon, what you call it. And you can get it off of Amazon too, Big Love. You can get the
Okay.
book off Amazon or Barnes and Noble, and places like that. Do that for your son and say, listen, if this is what you want to be involved with, read this book. And I don't want no bullshittery behind, are you gonna read it, because
Right.
you're gonna benefit from this if you wholeheartedly decide to pursue this as your career or whatever.
I think that's great advice, and I appreciate it, Phil. I will pick it up for him. I think
Mm,
it's only because I'm kind of in the same boat, right? I'm good at what I'm good at. And as an artist, not all artists, Jay-Z is one of those artists that has managed to manage all of those pieces, right? 50 Cent as well. But of course, they had to make some bad decisions before they got to the point where they were making good decisions. I think
mm-hmm,
sometimes you're just an artist. All I want to do, and I struggle with this myself, from a production standpoint of LGO Real Talk, from structure, from content, like somebody else could do that. I just want to be creative. You know what I mean? I want to think about all the angles and the concepts, but I'm not good at the lighting and and the editing and the music part. And I think this is where artists kind of struggle because he just wants to be a musician. He don't want to be a businessman. He wants to be a musician. Unfortunately, it all goes hand in hand. And so if you don't get to know, to your point, if you don't become knowledgeable, they take advantage of it.
Heavily,
So
heavily,
yeah, yeah,
and you got to look at it. You got to look at it that either you're fully going to be independent or you're going to be like a 1099 employee.
right.
Either way, your best interest is what should be in your mind, not them making your best interest out. Because a lot of times they won't until you proven yourself and can garner that out the gate. Then they might
Yep.
come to the table and they still will try to get over, try to weasel
I
this or
was
that
just
in.
gonna say,
But if you know your
and they still
worth,
gonna
if
try
you
to
know
find an
your worth and know
angle.
what you're supposed to be getting, even if you want to go the independent route, you then empower yourself to know what to do, how to go about it, what's decent, what's fair, what you should be
Right,
charging. Hell, what your management, what a booking agent, what all these things should be getting paid.
right,
Because some of these contracts,
exactly.
even management, are crazy, and how
Yeah,
much they're making off of artists is crazy.
yeah. Without even fulfilling the responsibility. So great tip on that
Harry
one.
said this is a good book too. All you need to
Great
know
tip.
about the music business.
Final Passman. Thank you so much, Harry. Good morning, Harry. Welcome.
Good morning to
Um,
you.
yeah, wanted to see you. LLC won't save you. Her husband has a bunch of side pieces too. I don't know. I just kind of feel like it's part of the business that men have women. Like men in the music in the entertainment business, let me say this, in the sports world, anything where there's a large amount of notoriety and big and fast money being exchanged, I just feel like it's kind of like part of the game. I don't think it's personal all the time. I don't think it's that she does it better than you do it better. I don't think it's
Hmm.
any of that. I think it's just like it's part of the game. And it's unfortunate because, here she's going to bat for her husband. We're back to Latasha Scott. Here she's going to bat for her husband, even against her own family, only to find out that he wasn't worth. But what are you supposed to do when you're in a relationship, when you're married to someone? They say, you let go of the family and you become one with your mate. You become one with your husband or your wife. And
Yeah.
it's supposed to be your world. So you're supposed to protect each other. You're supposed to, make sure you guys are each other are okay. And when that doesn't happen, like that's why you don't even talk about your business to the family. I get into an argument with my boo. I'm not telling my family. Why? Because as soon as I go to somebody and I'm like, he called me a bitch. What? Not every single time something comes up. Because remember when he called you a, you know what I'm saying? And it
And you done
always
got
goes
past
back.
and got over. Y'all done made up, and your family's still harboring like a
Hold
bit
on
of
to it.
taste towards that brother, and don't want to accept him no more. And you like, why won't y'all accept him?
Right.
Because remember
You put it
when?
out there. Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That's a
it's
fact.
unfortunate because
Good
no
morning.
relationship is perfect. No
Mm-hmm.
relationship comes without flaws or arguments or disagreements. None. None. I have not seen a relationship where anybody who's like, even if they may argue different, they may disagree different, they may disagree quietly, where we don't have to argue or talk at a certain volume, but we still have disagreements. And so, my thing is, where you want to be able to go to your sister or your brother and say, hey, I want your opinion, or he said, could you believe this, what he said, or could you believe what he did? Instead of putting yourself in a human perspective and being like, you know what, people are not perfect. He probably felt that way at the moment. Now, there's just some things that are unacceptable. Anybody putting their hands on anybody to me is unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even talking it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. If anybody who's, doing things like stealing from me, if you're cheating on me, and it's okay, we're not talking about a one time, even though I don't go with the whole cheating thing, but even if it's not one time, if it's multiple times, it's like there's certain things that are just a no-no. But other than
Right.
that, I happen to be sitting with my aunt. a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about things like this, relationships. And she was just telling me how hard I could be sometimes as a woman on my man. She was just like, you're so strong and you're so independent, and you always don't tell me what to do, but don't tell me what to do. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't really feel like you have the right. But what she was trying to explain to me is it's not looking at it as telling you what to do. Sometimes it's telling you what makes it was comfortable for them and how
Hmm.
they feel about it. She's like, you're not even listening to the part of where they're trying to come from. You coming from the just don't tell me what to do. I still kind of stand on it. Don't tell me what to do. But if you are, find a way to tell me how to, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's like, but I was grateful to her because any other woman would have been like, "Oh hell no, he's not." You know what I'm saying? And taking the woman's defensive perspective. She looked at it as a married woman who understands that there's two sides to the argument, and she tried to look at it from both sides. And I think that that's something we don't really do anymore. We just look at it from our perspective. So when you're sharing information, be careful when you're listening to information, be objective. I know it's not easy to do, but you can't defend bad behavior.
That part, and I think in this situation, because the way it was presented, that this came up before, behind the scenes between Latasha and Tamika and the husband or whatever. It came up before. The allegation came up before.
Yeah.
So it's not a new thing, or you know what I'm saying. So there was some time to either look into it or get it right, et cetera, and nothing happens. And um, one of the videos that I saw was Tamika, and she was with Tiny's mother, and
Mhm.
Tiny's mother put them on to. Thank you for the sticker, Trina Pink. I appreciate you. I
Thank you,
appreciate you.
Mister.
um, Tiny's mother put them on to another way that they can earn money off of their music,
Okay.
um, and she helped them to get on this to into this way of earning their money, and this is where the 30 plus thousand come from because the husband went behind and changed the address and changed the I guess the executive behind the sister's account. Good morning,
Hey, Lucy
Evolution. Hey,
Brooklyn, we
hey.
love you. Thank you for the show.
Um, that the husband went behind and supposedly that Latasha knew as well because of certain things that had to been given and whatever. Like I said, you have to check it out. It's deep, but it happens a lot. It happens a lot more than you think when it comes to like
Yeah.
your a parent dying and siblings being involved or another family member and they trying to get control of assets, trying to get control of the estate and
Yep.
forging documents, forging wills and doing a
Yep.
lot of unhanded things and or stealing property and money before the state could be looked into and stuff. It happens
Yep.
more often than not. And
Yes, it
you got
does.
to understand that family is family, but that don't mean all your family got your best interests at heart or should be
Right.
around you. Even with the family you think that should be the closest. So and it gets deeper when it comes to your personal and your business. Bit my mouth. Your personal and your
Ouch.
business being intertwined. Yeah, that hurt.
You handled it like a champ.
I had to. Like, so that,
Oh. Yeah, agreed. I'm what you feel. I completely agree. And, we just have to be conscious and we have to be aware. I did want to share a story that I read over the weekend that I thought was actually pretty amazing because when you want to talk about second chances, because that's what we're talking about,
Mhm,
hopefully these ladies will give each other a second chance to be in each other's life and do the right thing, right?
mhm.
And I'm sure second chances is definitely something that I'm grateful for in life. I've had a few redos, in certain situations, and I've
And we
always been
all.
grateful and try to do the right thing. And I just wanted to
Hmm.
talk about somebody who I know, a Queens boy and a favorite, Lamar Odom. I know we've heard so much negative things, so many negative things about him in the past few years, especially when he went through that whole OD situation. out in
Mm-mm.
Nevada. And so he recently acquired rehab centers in California,
That's
and
dope.
he's like working towards saving lives. So I wanted to share it because I thought it was really super amazing. So
Yeah, that's
Lamar
dope.
Odom has just invested in three drug treatment centers in California with the hopes of helping people turn around their lives, just as he did with his own several years ago. TMZ Sports has learned the former LA Lakers star teamed up with Christian hip hop artist Dante Ralston and former Hall of Fame skateboarder Dennis Martinez to acquire the facilities in San Diego, El Cajon, and Lemon Grove. A rep for Odom tells us the venues consist of a women's residential treatment home and two men's detox and residential treatment homes. The
Mm.
buildings will be fittingly called Odom Wellness Treatment Centers, and Lamar is vowing to be highly involved with the patients at the facilities. In fact, we're told Lamar is ready to start saving lives ASAP. He wants to help everyone he can, Odom's rep said. He's thankful that he was given a second chance at his life and feels his destiny is to help others. You'll recall that the two-time NBA champion overdosed at Dennis Hoff's Love Ranch brothel in Nevada in 2015 and suffered kidney failure, heart attacks, and several strokes. Odom insisted to TMZ in the special Lamar Odom Sex, Drugs, and Kardashians that the brothel owner tried to kill him and drugged him. Fortunately, he recovered from it all, went to rehab, and eventually got his life back together. And now he's getting serious about helping others follow in the same path. We're told he brokered a deal with the management, K&R and Gattoni. He says he's not planning on stopping with just these three facilities. He's also got his eyes on opening up two more centers soon, one in San Diego, one in Calabasas. Lamar, don't go back to your old habits. You know Calabasas is where your old folks stay.
That-
Not just that, Calabasas does not need no rehab. They sending their people to
they
some
probably do.
fancy
They probably do.
schmancy. They sending their people to some fancy schmancy place somewhere. And it ain't in San Diego. But shout out to Lamar Odom, man. To turn your life around is one thing, but to turn your life around and help other people, that's just a whole nother story.
Whole nother ball game. That's a fact, and that's dope.
And
That's dope.
yeah,
Some people don't want to let him go from that moment in his life, whatever, with the drugs or whatever. But you got to understand that if he can be forgiven by the person that that it matters to, then we should be able to forgive a person too,
yep,
um, especially when it's not detrimental to us. Um,
right,
and stop holding people into a certain box of a certain time and place of where they were at. You kind of do that person a disservice by keeping them boxed in or keeping them trapped in that certain part of their life.
yep,
I.e., Lamar Odom has grown, gotten past that, hopefully, totally, and he's trying to give back, and he's doing other things positively that a lot of media isn't picking up on, and I think that
yep,
should be saluted. I don't think that we should always like go back to that time in his life and just stay there. Okay, that's a part of his history, and he is a public figure, but what else is he doing? Man, that brother's investing in businesses, i.e., rehab centers. That's dope because hopefully that will help a lot of people to overcome situations like he's been through. And things like that and other good deeds or whatever should be applauded. Should be applauded. We shouldn't always just talk about the bullshittery or the negative of a situation or people. We should always applaud and big up those that are doing the right thing, whether it be our youth involving themselves in positive organizations or doing something positive in their communities, whether it be ex gangbangers, ex drug dealers or users, or even a reformed killer, or whatever the case may be. We have to applaud the positive changes in people's lives
yes,
and give extend to them the chance that we would want to have if we were in that same predicament.
yep. And how come my thing is, I remember when that whole situation happened, he was all over the news. The news media could not get enough of it. I see you, King Amir. Good morning. Harry, you are
The look
hysterical for the record. And you're right. There is money in rehab, and there
that's a
is there's
that's a
definitely a
fact.
benefit. But the fact that they're not talking about this, the fact that this is not spread all over the news. So you see how they pick and choose what it is they want to promote or what the images that they want to portray when it comes to our folks.
Hmm.
We have to be conscious about that because, I applaud him. It's not easy to
Nah,
stop doing the things that you are natural, like it just feels good to you, whether it's drinking, whether it's smoking, whether it's partying, whatever it is. There are things that trigger us that make us feel good. And it ain't easy to give it up. I grapple with wine every once in a while.
beef
I'm
crazy.
not tonight. Right. That's a lard in the can. Anyway. So shout out to you, Lamar. I'm super proud of you. Again, he's from Hollis, Queens. I'm a Queens girl, so I'm always happy to see my people doing great things. And I definitely wanted to share that news today. So,
That's what's up. Shout out to you, Lamar Odom. Hold it
ooh,
down.
you
Hold
know
it
the
down.
call. Ooh. All right, what you got, co-host? Anything
I don't have too
brewing
much
over
beyond.
there?
I don't have too much beyond that for the day. It's Monday. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the same old is going on. We talked about LSU, but we didn't go in depth in LSU with the controversy behind Miss Reese. The
Okay.
and the gesture and a lot of people, not a lot of people, a certain kind of people were upset and said it was unsportsmanlike that she would do that moments before the win or and after the win and all that. When other people do it all the time, and y'all singling this girl out, a lot of people think it's because of the color of her skin. When other people do it all the time, and which goes to the phrase, "You mad? You can do it, but you mad when I do it." And I'm not saying the phrase correctly, but y'all get it.
Right.
I need y'all. I think y'all need to get off her. What's her name? Angela Reese. Y'all need to get off her bumper. You need to get off her heels. Get off her bra strap. Off her bow wow wows, and let her live.
Okay.
Let
Oh
her
my.
live. She was being competitive and she was gloating a little bit. Let her have at it. They won the championship. God, and you
Not
can't see me, huh?
okay. Not her
That
ball
part.
walls.
The deck the bow wow wows.
Not the
Can
ball wall. Now we taking it
I
into
ask a
another
question about a
conversation.
topic?
Absolutely.
Sure you can. Sure you can, Keisha. We would rather you came up to
That
ask
part.
it, but okay. Let me find out.
Exactly. Let
Bernie
me
is
let
a
Bernie is a
whiner.
whiner. Okay. Harry, I can't tell you nothing, Harry. You got loose ass lips, Harry. You
Dad,
can't keep nothing. Over the
what
weekend, a
had
white woman
happened?
said
What had
she
happened?
met with other influencers. She loved a colored woman's speech. Now I told her it was fine to say black or African American instead of colored. Like, who uses the word colored anymore? Was she older?
Oh Lord, Lord. Where the hell was this lady from? And like B
Yeah,
Love said,
not even
is she
from
an old
here.
ass woman? Like,
Thank you, Tracy.
thank you, Tracy,
Sure.
thank you, Tracy, for the super sticker. Excuse
Okay,
me.
let's talk about
She's 35.
word.
Only
Yeah,
35.
she has to be from the South or some damn racist, some redneck country
Some crazy area.
because who? Okay, so let's talk about words and their uses, right? I've had this debate before because sometimes to me, you give a word power that really just doesn't exist. Like people use the word bitch all the time. Women call each other bitch, but we call each other that sometimes in love. Sometimes we do it in hate. Sometimes we do it in anger. But you got to take it for what it is. I don't know what the context of how she used the word because again, sometimes what I'm learning is you gotta hear the whole story. Like you gotta know the whole story. Y'all remember that a few months ago, the lady who got arrested by the police officer, and they only showed the clip when he was taking her down. They were in the park. Her and her boyfriend were in the park after dark. The police rolled up on them like, you can't be here. She got out the car with all of this mouth. You can't tell me what that be. I came from out of state. We don't know the rules. She's getting in the police officer's face, but they didn't show any of that initially. All they showed was when he had her in handcuffs. He was like, I'm going to arrest you. And she was like, no, you're not. She takes a camera out. She's making this big scene. They show him arresting her, putting her down on the ground. That's the part that we saw. I'm in an uproar. I'm like, how dare you? This is what we're talking about. Police brutality, blah, blah, blah. Then we go see the whole videotape. And I'm sitting there like, why? Why couldn't you just get in your car and leave? You're somewhere you're not supposed to be. He clearly asked you to leave politely. Now you want to sit here and act like you that itch. And now he takes you down and treats you like a criminal, and we're all in an uproar when he was right. So I'm saying all that to say is that you can't take one word and put it in any context without understanding the full context. Off the bat, I can tell you the word colored is just, what is it? It's antiquated. Like nobody even uses that word except real racists.
I'm about to say, how can you get around the use of that word? What are they trying to say? Her speech was colorful. I mean,
Right? Not
like
colorful.
how? What else could that woman mean? And what part of Texas could she live in, where she's behind a rock or under
She's
a
from
stone or in a cave
Texas.
somewhere that she wouldn't know? We got a guest coming up that wants to put some input in on the situation. Amir, what's goody like the mob? Amir, how you doing this morning?
What's going on? What's going on? How you guys doing this morning?
Ah, hi, King
Everything is
Amir.
everything.
Happy
How you doing? How
Monday.
you doing?
Happy Monday. How's everybody? I hope you guys are doing wonderful. As always, thank you guys
Of
for allowing me
course,
to jump on real quick.
sure.
It's
Hi.
funny. I saw the comment, that she made in the thing about using the word colored. I guess that was the word that this lady chose to use. The funny thing about the English language, and I say the English language because fortunately, unfortunately, a lot of our words have multiple meanings. And
Hmm.
I'm not sure, as collectively speaking, not individually, but collectively speaking, we understand how powerful words are just in general. B Love, you hit the nail on the head. It's not about the usage of it. It's not about the ideals of it. It's really about the fact that we have words that have dual meanings. And because they have dual meanings, we should be pretty careful about how and when we use them. Why? Because it's not about, like I said, power given to the words. It's about repetition and imagery. You guys touched on a little while ago, even when you spoke about Lamar Odom and his situation. Imagery
Hmm.
and words are the only way that they can control narratives, technically speaking. And because
Yeah.
the powers that be, we'll say for lack of a better word, want to control certain narratives, they always utilize certain words and or certain imagery so that they can kind of keep people off balance. I say off balance because fear is in your mind, technically speaking, because we are taught to believe that fear exists, but really fear is lack of understanding or lack of knowledge about a specific topic.
Right.
So when people do their due diligence and they educate themselves, then there's a chance for you to be less likely to fear something and or to be scared of something because now you have an understanding of it and you can process it in a way that hopefully will allow you to move accordingly. Words like colored and certain other words that may still be in the vernacular on a grander scale uh, are still very powerful and in very different parts of our country. Down in the South, there are still certain places that you can't be after dark. That's just the truth. I mean, we could fake it all we want and act like we the toughest people in the
Sundown
world.
town.
Don't be caught there. Texas happens to still be a state where, fortunately, unfortunately, a lot of wording, a lot of things that they utilize. Again, it's done for imagery. It's done for specifics because if they can control the narrative, then you can control the people. What we have to do is do a better job of, to your point, beloved, not necessarily reacting always to every single solitary thing. But I do think that we we have to go back to that old saying we used to hear when we was kids: "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me."
Right.
We haven't
Right.
used or heard that in years, but you remember as a kid, your mom and kids in your neighborhood used to say that. But there is still, unfortunately, some validity because, as I've shared, in other situations, traumas and triggers. If you've grown up in and around certain wording or certain information, if you've heard it over and over and over and it traumatized you at such an early age and you never kind of healed up from it, there's the possibility of it still having the ability to trigger you now as an adult. I mean, be love your platform, as we know, is built and based on that. So again, we have to realize that any usually done, fortunately, unfortunately, with intent, and there's a purpose and a reason behind them. So, just we have to be mindful of that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to, chime in and bring that to the conversation this morning. And, like I said, as always, I thank you guys for allowing me to jump on real quick
I
and just
appreciate
bring
that.
that.
Let me ask you this question: as a brother of some season, how would you have felt if you had heard that lady, no matter how young or how old, use that term
You,
in your
you know
presence?
what's so it's so funny. I've gotten to a space and a place in my life, now being in my, early 50s, where I'm not as triggered so much anymore. But it's also because I constantly do the work of trying to heal up from things that used to bother me, in my youth. I'm sitting on here and like I said, I love being transparent about things because I think it helps all of us heal. I remember as a youth, you could see my skin tone is pretty, dark. And I remember being black this and black that. And that's, just the truth. It is what it is. When I was a kid, and it bothered me because I was like, well, ain't we all black? Like, I'm confused. I know, I
Mm,
know the hues range, but we all black. But as a kid, you can't process it the same way because in theory, it feels like an attack on you personally. It feels like
mm,
somebody saying something to you to, either hurt your feelings or to, make you feel a specific way,
mm.
personal. But as you get older, and hopefully, again, like I said, you heal and you start to really look at words, look at their roots, look at the origins and the reasons why people use them. You start to understand that in a lot of ways and a lot of times, it's not about you. It's usually the people in those moments who, for lack of understanding or lack of being in a better place, they don't know
True.
how to express themselves.
Hmm.
And we tend to not look at it from that perspective because again, we feel like we're the victim in the moment. So our emotions are running high and you want to, fight or get into a confrontation. But if you could take a moment and think about it, this is somebody who might not be educated. If you've never been around people of, black people, people of color,
Right.
whatever, terminology you want to use, you have no
Hmm.
idea how incredible they are. You have no idea how articulate they are. You have no idea, all of the, beautiful things. And that goes for every nationality and every group. And that's
Yep.
why, it's so important to me on a grander scale that we stop one, making it, such about race, so and much more about you can learn something from just about everybody, any gender, any race, any color,
That is true.
any
Yep.
whatever. But you got to
That is
be
true.
open in your own way to that information. You
That's
can't be
true.
so closed-minded to believe that, oh well, I'm not gonna learn anything from this person or from that person just because in your mind or your teachings to this point in your life have said, that group over there you can't learn anything from, or that this group is bad or that group is bad. So I
Mhm.
just hope that we do a better job of getting to that space and that place again on a grander scale.
Right. Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
shout out to
Amir.
that. Yeah,
So
that's
true. Yes. So true. I think it goes back to if you want to just hang out a couple of minutes. I think it goes
Sure.
exactly to what you say. It comes down to the healing of yourself. There shouldn't at this stage of the game be words that are triggering us. If they are, if words and actions are triggering us, that means that there's something that we have experienced in the past or seen in the past that makes us feel a way that we haven't dealt with, right? If I was in a room with a woman who decided to use the word colored, male, female, whoever it is, it would behoove me to educate them and just let them know, like, just so you know, while this is a word that may be in your vocabulary, it can be insulting to a race of people who are beyond color. Because when you talk about color, you're talking about me, you talk about you talk about him. We are all colored. When you're not white, you're colored. So the fact that you want to sit here and use a word to describe someone when there's so many other words that you can use, I think that that's what we need to get better at educating people without the violence, without, you know what I'm saying, losing your mind. It's just like, you could, maybe you should try this. As opposed to this, because this right here, that could trigger an ass whooping. I'm just saying, it
yeah,
ain't me
it'll
who's
get
gonna throw the
you into
pause, but
some.
I'm just saying, I've progressed, but there's somebody else who might get triggered. Just saying.
So
Right. One of those, a knuckle sandwich, as
You
Adia said,
feel me?
sticks and stones.
What was that? What was that? What you had said? Bunker.
Sticks and stones,
Oh,
right? Real quick, two piece right out the box. But I think it's important that we just remember that within ourselves that we have to be the example of what to look like and how to respond to things like this and educate people who don't know. The word colored is a taught word. And when you're
Yes.
talking about Texas, you're talking about this is what she has learned. This is probably what she's learned in her
racism
home.
itself is learned.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
it becomes the education part if they want it. They may
Mhm.
very well come back in their own right. And then again, we breaking out food, knuckle sandwiches or two pieces. And you gotta figure out what you're taking out the purse, but start in love. So I'm
Yes.
gonna say start in love. Thank you so much, Amir. We appreciate you so
I love
much.
you.
Right. Get the strap. As my mama would say, okay, go get the strap. I'm gonna show you this love real quick. But we appreciate you, Amir. Thank you so much for
May
jumping on.
appreciate you
You're
as
always
usual.
welcome here. Have a
Yes,
happy
Thank
sir.
you.
Monday, King.
Happy Monday.
Uh, thank
And I
you
see
so
that
much.
low on deck. I see that low on deck.
Talk to y'all soon. Take care.
All right, thanks,
Appreciate you,
man.
my brother.
Um, Yeah, I mean, this has been such a great show. It always is. I just always like to take a minute and just thank everyone who's in the chat, the comments, the funnies, all of it. We really love it. We love being here with y'all. Like, we love talking that ish with you guys, and we're just grateful for you. Oh my God.
Don't
Oh,
make me cry.
it's the Monday morning blues. It's supposed to be Motivation Monday.
Was that
Phil's gonna need a therapy session after this one. But these have all been great talks, and you guys know we're here for you. Let us know what you want to talk about. If you have any
that part?
questions, don't forget coming up this Wednesday, ask Good Morning Gang. If you got something you want to ask us, a dilemma, a question, you already know, hit one of us in the DM. We're here for it. We're here for you. Phil, what you got going on this week?
Just y'all will see me around these internet streets one way or the other. I was a little under the weather, so y'all hadn't really seen me cammed up too much. But this week I'm on it, like I'm on it. Later on, like I said today, at some point, I will go in more in depth about the blue check situation or whatever. I had
Okay,
already talked
okay.
about doing it when I pre-gamed or whatever. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm here. Good morning, gang. With that one right there. Be love. And then
Yay.
Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is Feel the Love Fridays, where anything happens, and it normally does, or whatever. But you'll see me around these internet streets, IG, YouTube, TikTok, or maybe one other source that I'm thinking about including in. Y'all
A new
stay
spot,
tuned.
a new
Y'all stay
spitty
tuned.
spot.
A spiggity spizz. What you got going on, B Live? What you got going on?
You already know I'm gonna be right here Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 8 to 10 with my awesome
There you
co-host
go.
at Big Phil Speaks. This Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. We got LGL Real Talk, guys, where we're gonna
That
be
part.
talking that ish. Don't forget, if you are in Virginia Beach, I will be in Virginia Beach this Friday. Please, if you are in the area, meet me at Man Code, guys. I'm gonna be talking about it all week. We're celebrating my girl Renee's birthday. Happy birthday, Nene. And we're also fundraising for Nikki White Chocolate, guys. She's currently in rehab, working her way back to walking. Things happen where
Shout
you
out to
never
Nikki White
know.
Chocolate.
So
Yeah,
make sure that you guys check it out. We're going to be live and from Man Code. Make sure you got your Cash App ready, your Venmo ready. Yeah, listen, $1, $5, $2, everything helps. We're in a situation because part of your healing process is making sure your mental is right. And you
that's
can't
a
make sure
fact.
you're mental right if you're worried about money, if you're worried about paying your bills. You can't do it because you where you are. So anything that we can do to just help her out so we should get her back up and running, that's gonna be the goal for this week. Pushing Nikki strong, celebrating my Aries in the building. Happy birthday to all of you guys. We're not gonna be here tomorrow, so we may give giving you an early happy birthday. And yeah, I'm just gonna be walking in love, be love all the
That
time.
part. That part. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a phenomenal Monday morning.
Yes.
edition of Good Morning Gang. You know, I always like to close it out with the smile. Because you
Yes.
never know what it might do for somebody, including yourself. And more importantly, with everything that's going on in this world, you still got to find a way to love on somebody on purpose.
Perfect.
That part. Until the next time we chop it up and have a tay. Until that day, me and be love will say, ah, holla.
Bye,
We about
guys.
this summer, beer.